it's actually BM to hot drop onto another team's zone. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of going to be the thing that we'll see probably maybe on day 3 when teams are trying to catch each other and that kind of thing.
You still won't see it.
Well,
even when it got to the...
Look, Ian, if it's going to be the difference between going to Berlin and not going to Berlin, who cares about VM?
It's not going to happen. These guys are far too polite, Jordan. You have to understand this is the least toxic community there is.
Well, if there was ever a time to change that up, I think now would be it, because this is the biggest PUBG event we've ever had in Australia. Typically see that many teams down there.
True, 3 teams, just Sosnovka all on its own, but it's a pretty good circle, you got to say. It's very central, a lot of island in there, not much water. There is going to be maybe perhaps a bridge fight when you know later stages in the game, but these teams will find a way to rotate regardless. Number 1.
No, but they have had really good form online. I mean, we saw in the qualifiers they did really well.
I thought they did really well. They might have had a bit of an easy group, but anyway. And then for my upset, I'm actually going to go Arcane.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Just because they topped their group over Atletico. Happy Navides, he was an absolute star in the qualifiers, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, he's got that LAN experience. He was at Zemo with Greyhound, and they came 4th.
Yep.
So yeah, he's got that little bit of experience.
Before he got dogged. Greyhound.
Good one. I get it.
Still, which I'm going to keep calling it that. Lipovka, that's all the rest of the intergalactic lads. So this is looking pretty good. Order are coming in down from the north now. Now, Order are a team that and a few shots into each other.
Well, this next circle is going to tell us a lot because, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of teams set themselves up in a nice position, but there's a good chance you're going to have to see someone like Greyhound or someone like Chiefs moving, or, you know, if they get a lucky circle, they're going to be right there. But Intergalactic Lads, they've had a bit of a run-in with the Bandits, and it hasn't gone too well for Bandits, so I think they've just got 1 player left alive, or perhaps they've all been knocked out, actually. Well, no, they did only have 3, didn't they? So
it was...
That'd be all
for Intergalactic Lads, there was a guy in the Nutty compound, and Lipovka had 3. So, yeah, if they've all gone down...
I think that's it. Yeah, 18 teams left alive.
You can see them. They're still in Lipovka. You can see that. Intergalactic, because both of those teams are running out of players.
I tell you what, that southwest part of the circle right now is looking pretty good because there's absolutely no one there. Everyone's come in from the north. Everyone's come in from sort of...
everyone's come in from the north.
The north.
Yeah.
The north and kind of the east a little bit more so than
we want this
the west.
Next circle to be southwest, don't we, really?
Yeah,
that would be the most
again
fun.
Has to move.
Yeah.
Atletico, they're still sort of sitting in their position. They've been getting a few kills and they're still quite comfortable where they are, but if they get forced out of there, it's very, very difficult terrain to cross.
It's a smoke.
It's a smoke. He's okay.
No, he's not okay. He's dead.
Well, he is, but not from his own grenade, so there's a little bit of thankful for that.
It's getting real now,
It is getting real. Like, I'm not even going to try and keep up with all these circle, and as soon as they move out from that defilade, Avant is going to have easy sightlines down onto them.
It's only 3 players for Avant, so, I mean, you can take solace in that, I suppose, but...
Yeah. Again, Chiefs are down now as well. Potato getting caught out there by Vasily. Yep, he was the last one for quite a while, so now 11 teams left, 35...
really have their pick now of where they'd like to go. We're starting to see a lot of teams really stick to their tried and tested from what we've seen in terms of online competitions or LANs. So, for instance, we know that Atletico really like to favour the Milta. We've also seen Greyhound Gaming always go towards Georgia Pole, and also Pathogen go to that Yasnaya. So it's little trends like this that we start to see coming out time and time again.
What we don't see too often, though, is the Chiefs.
Avant Gaming, they're all out here trying to rotate. But look at this now. Mini Uzi takes out P for Potato. He's knocked.
That's going to be on cry for team immunity. So Potato down for the Chiefs. Cassius knocks himself down. That's not great news for Order, obviously. They've already lost Waikikamukau, so they don't want to lose another member. And what is becoming a very clustered area of players pushing into the zone. Need to get him back up as soon as possible. Pathogen, of course, they got company. They're in the banana houses at the moment. And going past Edge, the motorbike, generally a safe option. It's so fast and it's a small target. It's a lot harder to spray down.
But then the downside of that can be easy flips.
That Pathogen were able to get from the crate, so we'll see if that's going to be able to make an impact as Intergalactic Lads also had a drive-by visitor.
Intergalactic Lads, they're making sure that they can hold this compound now. It gives them a good vantage point as well by holding onto this hill. You can get a good, really, a point of view in terms of who's trying to go around you.
Outcome from what could be the next circle and sort of hedge your bets a little bit.
Speaking of next circle, the next one will be spawning now, and right, there you go, Xenox. Slap bang in the middle. All teams are pretty much currently centered. We have a couple of outliers, but they're not too far away. It's not going to be a massive shift that they need to contend with. And that does pretty good. If you're already holding a spot that you're comfortable with, it's looking pretty good. I mean, you can already see the numbers speak for themselves. We still have 77 alive.
And watch a couple of the players. They'll start to move more south here a little bit as well, because there's a lot more water to that sort of northeast section right near Lipovka, so it means it's more likely to start shifting southwest rather than holding up north. So you're going to see, you can see the Chiefs are moving now. You've got Critical and Champs on the way, as we got some shots from Atletico here. They have spotted the Chiefs going by. Just a couple of spray shots onto Critical. And again, the motorbike, it's pretty hard to spray down. It's actually usually the UAS that's actually the easiest to spray and knock someone out.
You can see those players are still happy to have a crack at it and try. And with that, you can see Chiefs, they've all together now in that Wizard Tower. Atletico Heifer, he knows exactly where they are and will be relaying that to his squad.
But right now, it's only game 2. Placing is a lot of points, more points than you're going to get from kills. That's what these players and teams are going to want. We do get that next circle, by the way, and it's a dead ringer on top of Milta Power. So for Atletico, they haven't had to go very far right now. Circle shortly, which will get us, of course, our next circle. Teams will have to obviously react to that. You can see up in the north, Atletico taking on Taboo Esports Club at the moment. Can get Esports spread out around Milta Power. You've got Immunity in Milta Power, Ground Zero, Exile, Raging Knights, all in Milta Power. Chiefs still in that Wizard Tower, dead center of the circle, but will the next circle be kind for them? We're about to find out, and it is. It does go a bit to the northeast. So for the teams in Milta Power and around that region, they're fine. It's those teams such as Arcane, Carnage, Pathogens, Resolves, they'll all have to move. Yep, but he has got a couple of knockdowns. Uncry did die, as you can see in the top right corner there. Interesting development happening at the moment for, obviously, Arcane. And Team Immunity eliminated, out in 12th position.
They finally go down. Critical, he's taking his shots, spotting all the members of Atletico, who came closer into this next circle. They're still sitting pretty in this Wizard Tower. No kills to their name yet.
No, but that's one of the... I guess they got 3 down, though, and Ace Gun's going to have to leave all 3. He cannot get any of them up.
Bit of a sloppy fight, you can see, and they were all under that time pressure from the circle, and that's why they just really wanted to just end it and go in. Ground Zero, really, Ace Gun, he's just trying to stay in there for the thick of it. But it's just so difficult to see Xenox right now. Ace Gun, he just gets...
Wow.
He falls off, takes the fall damage.
That's from a
F
motorbike.
for your respects.
Yeah, press F in chat for that.
Yep.
3 teams remain, 6 alive.
Okay.
Edge is about to come around the corner. McClutch is peeking this beautifully, though, but he changes the angle. Champs comes from below, and it's going to be... 1 from the top, 1 from below. You can't deal with them both. We're down to the final 2 teams. It's Chiefs, it's Taboo Esports Club. The Chiefs have bounced back here. 5 kills. That Wizard Tower paying off, Andy.
That Wizard Tower has paid off dividends. I was so excited to say it. I just jumped the gun right there. Taboo, 2 members, so we've pretty much got 3 on 2. Let's see how they play it now. The cover is pretty much minimal, you can see, in terms of the circle now. But Taboo first to rotate in.
Edge has spotted Rum Rage behind the tree. Have got the 3-on-2 advantage, of course. And Rum Rage needs to heal up. And if he sits behind that tree, Grenade could... Never mind. Just a little bit too far and a little bit to the left here. Edge has only got 14 shots in the Kar 98, but that should be all he is required of here.
Gadgets, he's peeking. Spots, Edge. But Critical, in the meantime, he's down Rum Rage. Now it's all up to Gadgets.
That's going to leave Gadgets left. Critical, they've spotted him. He's so low. He's only got 1 first aid kit as well. He does have the circle. That's his only saving grace, but unfortunately he's got 3 to deal with. We have seen 1v3s in the past, but it's not something that's too...
things around. Everyone else was starting to normalize a little bit, but at the end of the day, Ground Zero Gaming and Atletico are the standouts, maybe Arcane as well at this point.
Yep.
But Chiefs, finally, they get some runs on the board. But I think what's actually going to come down to is, because everything will be so even with the placings, it's going to come down to the kills. And you can see in those leaderboards, some of those teams have 200, 250 points in just kills.
Well, I think that's Atletico, really. That's where they're getting a lot of their points from.
That is going to amass over the next couple of days. So if people aren't careful, it's going to have to come down to a slugfest, because position won't be enough.
15 points for a kill. I mean, some other formats that we've seen going around, you don't get that many points for a kill. So
not over
it is
3
quite
days as well. Like, it doesn't all culminate like it will be here. So
you're going to get up to 50, 100 kills perhaps at the end of all
you
these
have
matches.
1,000 points and kills. You can't get that points back unless you win a game.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of work to be done for a lot of these teams. Just having a quick look across the map to see if anyone's chosen any sort of differing drop locations.
Looks all about the same.
Looks the same place right now, but now they're fully situated right in that circle, so they're going to have lots of loot time, and they're going to sit themselves in a good spot in this first circle.
This is maybe where a strategy where Chiefs have, it might pay off, where maybe they have a west side game, which is their Gatka, and then they have their east side game, which is a Kameshki, and they just alternate between the two. Eventually, they're going to get more circles, perhaps, doing it that way than just staying in the one location. But who knows? Champs is off on his recon mission again. Might run into Kaysen from Avant, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, he's taken some shots at him. It could be the first knock of the game, but doesn't look like we're going to be seeing a kill come out of that one.
Yeah.
So the concept is that, you know, for a team like Team Immunity, that I feel like they have one of the best drop locations. Right in the middle of the map, you've got school, you've got apartments, even Rozok to an extent, a lot of loot around there, and you're never really going to get ruined by the circle. You're in the middle of the map, so you have one of the shortest rotates across the entire map. Kills here as all these rotations do start to come across, but inevitably Greyhound are probably going to have to make a rotation themselves. It does look like this circle is going to be shifting further towards the south, further towards the Gatka fields.
Yep, Greyhound still just settling here, taking some shots at Pathogen as they drive on by.
Essentially the road that goes to Georgiapol from south to north, they're still not even on this map, so they're basically out of the circle, out of like miles out of the circle right now. But they're going for a very, very long rotate.
This could be a G. That's not how they play PUBG, Jordan.
I realise.
Wait until you see there's no risks being taken here. I mean, you and I, we'd be straight in there. We hear the popcorn and we run in like thirsty cinema goers. But Atletico, they're just going to into a shack and then took it over. And they won the game from that.
Next circle has popped here, and it's very favourable again for the Chiefs. So potentially we have a back-to-back winner if they can continue to lock down those banana houses that they've been sitting in. You can see there's so many players starting to converge in on their position, but they're doing a really, really good job of holding on to that. And it's really everyone else's problem now that the Chiefs have set themselves up in a really, really nice little bunker.
Benefiting from that cover system that Arcane set up.
It was perfect timing, really, for Vanguard, wasn't it? If they hadn't got that position, if they hadn't got those kills onto Arcane, they would have been the ones stuck in a crossfire.
You could feel they definitely were feeling the pressure, and it's unbelievable that Arcane go down in such a fashion. You know, such a powerhouse in a OCE PUBG.
That nut shot, I believe, Intergalactic lads having a little bit of a backwards and forwards with Pathogen.
Can't see nut shot on the map overview, but could be wrong.
Perhaps he's gone down as well, and it is just Striker left alive here for Immunity, walking right into Intergalactic lads. Though he should know exactly where they are because they've been making a lot of noise.
For me, look, Chiefs have a very commanding position for this last circle, so it's going to be very hard for Kangaroo Esports. But they are on the sneak, while Ground Zero are getting in Chiefs' face.
Well, there's still a good chance that the next guard have still got 3, Intergalactic lads with 3 as well. So you still have to think Chiefs are in a good spot here. They've still got the circle mostly favourable for them.
Ground Zero, again, solidify a top 5 spot. This is unbelievable. Intergalactic lads as well sneaking in for their first top 5 appearance. Let's see. Like, Striker has really set them back, and it'll be up to them now. If they can stabilise by taking down Vanguard, who have been amazing so far, that's their opportunity to win this game. But otherwise, Chiefs are the top dog at the moment.
Yeah, but this is also Chiefs' opportunity to overtake Ground Zero as the first seed. You know, Ground Zero is so close to them. Ground Zero has to come past them, and they're only 200 points behind them as well.
They do have this little bit of defilade, so they will be able to swing.
But they have to run straight into Kanga.
Well, it's not that big a deal. They have the number advantage. I don't think Kango is in a very good spot from a flank maneuver because they are the ones that are static.
Well, there's a chance as well for Chiefs if they really want to be a little bit risky, if they really want to put themselves in a very, very good spot. If P for Potato or Champs comes around behind Ground Zero as they're forcing into the blue, that's really going to cause problems for Ground Zero. So that's a win condition or possibility at least for Chiefs.
You can see that's what they're thinking about. Champs definitely could swing and come from behind, but
Intergalactic lads in a crossfire, Ian.
I don't know. I kind of want Intergalactic lads to win, but I feel like Vanguard are going to come out on top of that because of their position.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a chance now. It's just Bruce left up for Intergalactic lads. And look at this position from Critical up on the roof. Very, very risky because, of course, he's skylining a little bit, but also does give him a lot of info. And that's Intergalactic lads now being knocked down in 5th place. Critical has spotted a couple of players out. There's, of course, Ground Zero and Kang are fighting against each other. And this is where the Chiefs will pounce Edge, pushing on forward, and that's it. He's going to be able to absolutely decimate the Ground Zero guys on the heel. Mavgod will go down, and Chiefs knock another team out. It's now a 1 versus 1 as far as the teams are concerned, at least. Chiefs up against Vanguard as Ground Zero are eliminated. And the Chiefs, how many players have they got? Looks like they've lost Edge.
They've got 3, I think.
3 versus 2 for Vanguard, but on opposite sides of the circle. This is The last one that we're going to get to see does slightly favour Vanguard, but I still think Chiefs are going to be okay.
I
they
think
can
it
push up.
favours Vanguard. I mean, I think it favours Chiefs rather. They do have a lot of ways into that circle. Vanguard, really, they only have trees. So it'll be very interesting to see how Chiefs approach this. They have got some loot options down on that left defilade if they're quick about it. If they haven't done so already, I feel like they probably have.
They probably would have.
But look, fighting uphill, Jordan, we know how difficult that can be. So that could go well for Vanguard, but there's some great shots on the Chiefs side.
Definitely. Critical has shown to be quite a dangerous player. I mean,
8 shots left.
9 kills already here for the Chiefs. Critical, 5 of them. Edge, 4 of them. So that just backs up that point. But this is going to be a very, very big win for the Chiefs. If they do end up closing this one out with so many kills, they'll get at least 11 plus that first place point. So that's going to knock them all the way straight up to first place position. So this is the opportunity for Chiefs. They're sending out a bit of a split here. The distraction of champs in the UAZ. Just going to try and flush out some players. But in the end, he knocks himself down, gets out of the car too early under too much pressure from the shots of DJ Arnie. Now, at least DJ Arnie's position is known here by Critical, but he's out in the middle of nowhere. This is still winnable for Vanguard.
Yep, definitely. They've got everything in their favour right now. They've got the hill. They've got a tree for cover.
Both of the Chiefs players half HP as well, whereas Vanguard looking very healthy at the moment. This grenade, we'll see what that can do. Critical getting tagged down once again. Needs to hide behind that smoke. He does have, of course, enough to heal himself up, but this is a very, very prolonged fight, and there's surely no way that Champs is going to be able to get revived here.
It looks like they're actually thinking about it. Critical's going to go for a broke.
Well, it's a risky cross, because he's going to be crossing both sightlines of those Vanguard players, and Champs in the end is just going to be executed there by Spaggy. So now we're into a 2v2. P for Potato had an opportunity there onto Spaggy, but doesn't land the shots he needs. In the meanwhile, though, Critical does get rid of DJ Arnie.
Wow.
And Spaggy, no HP. The Chiefs close out another one, 2 in a row.
Same path for pretty much every team here. Straight down the middle, and they should be able to get to wherever they would like to go to. We saw Chiefs. Now they went to Kameshki in a scratched match. Now they're heading back over to Gatka. Kind of suspecting we might see a circle head over to Kameshki.
That would be pretty funny. It's just wherever Chiefs go, the circle's going to be like, no, sorry, we're going to go the opposite way.
Being that it'll sort of finish around the cliffs side. The 30 meaning it'll probably go towards the Sosnovka Island. So don't be too surprised if we see a lot of teams sort of try and take position around where Kanga Esports is currently located. KNG with 2Def, Ludatio, etc. And around where SYF is around the farm area. So a lot of teams are going to be wanting to try and grab some compounds around those cliffs. We can see that Intergalactic Lads still parachuting down to Lipovka. So far on day number 1, they would be absolutely thrilled with their performance, and we are going to get that next circle. South-north, that's south. That is going to make things very interesting. I'm not going to lie, Vandy, the players hate it, but I love it.
You can already see with Kanga, they've been like kind of biding their time patiently in terms of where they thought the circle would spawn, but Double J, look at that. It's Jesus instead that gets the knockdown onto Joshi. But still nowhere near that top 10 just yet. And Kingdom Gaming, I mean, they were struggling down towards the bottom, so this would be them also breathing a sigh of relief. They're no longer bottom of the pack.
Maybe it's a comeback for Kingdom Gaming to finish off the day, as Taboo Esports Club and Chiefs both trade a knockdown each. Critical and Radar both need to be revived, and Gadgets has spotted Kingdom Gaming, of course, as they rocked up into that house. P for Potato rocking up, and boy, this is very aggressive. He does have the Uzi out, though. Wants to see what he can spray down. Potato not generally an entry fragger for the Chiefs, as Critical still needs to be revived back up. Subslayer's been spotted, by the way, as you can see in the corner. Vasily gets that kill. 13th place for Tainted Minds, who have been what I would consider smack bang right in the middle between bad and good. They're just, you know, around the 10, 12, 11th area.
Want to see how this all plays out. As you said, P for Potato, generally not really willing to get in the thick of things until this, I guess, the last couple of circles. So if he's just trying to block off their escape for Taboo, that's going to have the desired effect. And Edge waiting with the sniper now. So they've got most angles covered then.
Yep. And we still have 12 teams, 36 alive here. We've got another 45 seconds until that blue zone will force everyone even in closer together. Get comfortable, guys. Share the room, share the love. P for Potato just going to hold down in the garage at the moment. Wait possibly for Rum Rage and Raider to come down. At least it's a smart play from the Chiefs, though, because really if Taboo come downstairs, P for Potato will probably rack them quite quickly. We Won't expect him
Here
now
we go.
coming out, though.
Maybe
This is
distraction
really
tactics.
smart while they're shooting long range. Potato opens the door. He shoots the door, though, more than the player. He whiffs the opportunity. Smart play, Vandy, but it wasn't executed the way they needed it. Champs is going to try and come in, though, to save the day if he can.
Yeah, like, we could see what they were trying to do. The distraction was good, but like you said, the door took the brunt of the attacks, and then also the damage was spread between two players, so none of them got knocked out.
Throw grenade through the window onto Radar. Cooked it for a while. Is it going to be able to connect? It won't. Radar gets out in time. They know they're being breached. They know the Chiefs are close. As you can see with the peek down onto the garage. Champs, don't go in one by one, Chiefs. You cannot afford to do that. You can't afford for Critical to get knocked down.
Which he just did by Radar.
In a horrible position. Edge and Champs, they look quite similar in real life. They're about to try and save the Chiefs here in what could be, I think, one of their worst placings for the day, unless it was game one. But
huge mistake right there in terms of just what P4 Potato was trying to do but couldn't execute. It just was a waste of opportunity. And now it's punishing the Chiefs very, very hard.
Credit to Taboo Esports Club, though, here with Rum Rage and Radar playing it very patiently, calm, collected, and they're making all the right moves at the moment.
Yep, they don't need to move as well because currently they are in this zone, so they can bide their time.
All the right moves by not moving.
Yeah, pretty much.
So into the Sosnovka military base. Blue zone is moving. Champs is not sure whether or not he should push up or he should wait for them to come down.
He's doing the Harry Potter. He's waiting in the cupboard under the stairs.
Probably the best option at this point.
Pretty much. That's all he can really do and hope for.
Team's already in. Sharky's just been spotted by Cyclops and Gadgets from Taboo Esports Club. So that's still top 5 here for Ground Zero. That means they've been in the top 5 for every single game here on day number 1. So far, they've been in the top 4 for every single game. We'll see if that can continue as Champs continues to just sit pretty. He's now got the entire building to himself.
Yeah, pretty much. Taboo have vacated, and Champs, he's just able to just go unnoticed. A distraction. He needs some teams. That circle is closing in. It's going to chunk. And McClutch knows it.
Next circle, obviously, you kind of feel like, I was going to say, well, pretty much one of these 3 teams. I guess we can count Champs in his little compound building as a team at this point. Could potentially he get that lucky that the circle feeds onto him. Taboo Esports set up so beautifully right now. They're favourites to win this, but with 4 members of Exile, it's never that simple. Atletico are out.
Yeah, but Exile as well, just by buying their time. Here we go, 1 headshot. Taboo.
Wow.
They're out.
They're out in 3rd place.
The upset is happening.
No way that Champs pulls off the 1v4 here. Exile may very well just pick up their first chicken dinner of the land qualifiers. Champs would have to pretty much...
Oh, he sees a frag go in.
Pull off a miracle here. He's been spotted by Xphere, which he's obviously spotted him as well on the tree. And he's going to try and change his position here. If he can get them one at a time, this may work. Stacky's going to peek his head. He does take a bit of damage. Champ's still at full health. He might elect to push onto Stacky here. Down to Novo.
So I feel like in terms of this flight path, teams will be able to really just get going into their designated areas that they prefer to drop in and really start to just loot up. We talked to some of the players and we were saying, what did you guys struggle with yesterday? And they're like, really, it was the repositioning, the rotations that a lot of us had trouble with. And it really just came down to, I guess, minimizing that looting time that you have. As soon as the circle's up, if you want to get those compounds that are the best to hold in the center of the circle, you got to go, and you got to go quickly, because otherwise the opportunity is missed. Yeah,
it's almost like a touch 22. If you go in early, you're obviously going to get that compound, but if you go in too early, you're not going to have the loot to really fight off any invaders who are looking to take that compound. As we do get our first circle, it's mostly central, but with a bit of north into it a little bit, and up north, all the way up north in Severny, we have Order Army, and of course they're kind of tied right now with Greyhound Gaming. There was a lot of talk yesterday about Greyhound's performance, but for Order's sake, they're in the same boat. Trying to get close to Tedesco and Tainted Minds' rotation right now as they're pushing into the compound that Tedesco was able to grab. You can see Joshy now coming in, and so far, successful for Tainted Minds. They've been able to get this compound, get their members rotating into it. The downside is they're getting shot at by 2 different teams. They're making their way towards the center of the circle. No one holding really too far on the outskirts. You do have a couple of members of Exile still down the way bottom south, as well as NYRB for Arcane, just south of Pachinki. And all the way up north, you've got Bandit Esports as Testy. So that's probably the outlier in a sense that everyone else is in the middle. You got just a couple of stragglers on the outside. Mines as well. These are the little mind games in a sense that we're going to see here. The waste of medical supplies, making sure that when they need to rotate out, they can't because we've just popped their tires.
Yep. So soften them up and then also make sure they have no escape. But as you said, even if they do get that knock, there's no way that they'll be able to breach. You can already see Avant Gaming as well. They do have their car, and they're either going to be repositioning it or looking to rotate now that the new circle is up.
Yeah, and it's a bit more of a southern hard shift. Not quite the hardest of shifts, but it is quite south of this circle. We've already got some kills coming out as teams start to rotate, just like we expect. Zoidmate was knocked down by Champs, actually, so Chiefs quite early. How can they come up against Carnage Esports though very quickly here, because Champs has got 3 of them right up the top of this hill. Zoidmate was finished out. Again, not great for Greyhound. I believe he was caught on one of the rotations out of a UAZ as they were pushing on by. Right now, Champs, I don't know if Carnage Esports is fully aware though that Champs is right below them.
They are very aware the grenades are coming up. Yep, they know because they heard the shots. And Champs, he was the boy who lived yesterday in the Harry Potter closet. But if he's not going to get out of there, he's going to die. Luckily, the buggy, the back of it is bulletproof, but it's not going to be enough. With 4 members of Carnage raining down, Champs is going to be down and out.
Oh, he's not the boy who lived anymore. He's the boy who got shot down, buggy blown up, and eliminated. So the Chiefs are also now down a member. Not a great start for them, but they have been in some situations yesterday where they lost a member quite early on, and they were still able to do quite well. All it takes is just having that one person alive towards the end. We saw that from Champs, ironically, yesterday as well, as Yeti Aztec is trying to push into school right now. Shots from Uncram, team immunity. Unable to really get that knockdown though, but he did do a lot of damage.
And it's Flume. Yesterday he was almost the needle in the haystack, just creating a little bit of havoc as he was rotating into the military zone in game number 4.
Yeah, a bit of a late, long rotation coming out from Bandit Esports that we just saw coming through the blue. It's not going to be easy to come into this circle, although this late. Another team that's doing that as well is Atletico, and they're getting quite close to Avant, actually, on the Potato Hill. So we'll see if anything happens from that. Looks like shots have already started, actually. From what I can see here on the map. Edge, though, for the Chiefs, has spotted Greyhound Gaming as well. As knockdowns come between Intergalactic Lads and Immunity as well in the kill feed. So we're going to see, of course, as teams get closer and closer together, Bandy, we're going to see the kill feeds just pretty much light up.
The west side, and just hoping for a shift like this. And swapping over to Edge now. He's taking those shots with the Mini, and he gets a little bit of help from the rest of his teammates.
Yeah, the knockdowns are going to come. P4 Potato also taking shots. You can see he was able to confirm that kill onto 2 deaths. So nice kill there for the Chiefs. They're looking strong at the moment, even though they've only got the 3 players. Their position's not too bad in the circle.
Out in the open. They don't even have a UAZ to escape from now.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a tough spot right now. If there was 4 members of Chiefs shooting at them, it would be over probably a bit quicker. Galway does finally die. He did get knocked on earlier. So he was pretty much just down for a little while there, as the Chiefs spotting so many teams around them now. A lone frag grenade will do the job. 15th spot for SYF. Joshy lives to fight another day in the grass.
And he spots Order now, so he's like, what am I going to do? He's just hoping and praying that they don't spot him.
Otherwise, that's going to be difficult. Look at the snakes here. Policemen for Kingdom Gaming, and then the 2 members from Kanga Esports. But over in the far left is also Bandit Esports, and over to the right, Taboo Esports Club. And Chiefs, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better circle for the Chiefs.
You can already see Taboo, they're struggling to try and rotate under the constant pressure coming out from Chiefs. But hearing the noise, Greyhound Gaming, they're getting closer. They're exchanging shots now with Chief. It's Edge to get the knockout and the kill onto Blackout.
Only Chan goes down, so that's going to be 7th position for Greyhound. But you know what, Vandy? They cannot be too upset about that compared to how day 1 went for them. So it's an improvement. It's a start. Gives them a platform to build on. But right now it's the Chiefs that are already on top of their platform. They're at the top of their game. 7 kills here. Great compound of the circle, but not the next circle. They will have to move, but critical. If you're landing shots like that, don't worry. You'll be able to move out of the building just like he has now. He's going to look to try and push up here, confirm these kills, and then rotate into that next circle. But right now it's a bit of a free-for-all, Vandy. There's no one that's really too set up, except for maybe Bandit Esports. Could they pull out a chicken dinner to start off day 2?
Let's see how they go, but Critical as well. He's confirming the kills, and he's gone to murder the rest of Taboo. They are now down and out. Critical as well, with the sniper you need to respect. He comes from a Call of Duty background. One of his biggest strengths, he told me, was quickscoping.
Yep.
So really need to be mindful of that.
Couple of snakes here up the top of this hill for Chiefs to possibly collect, but they need to be careful because there's still 3 members there. Policeman, Frosty Wolf, Lunatic. If they all get shot at, this is what could happen. Edge has been knocked down by Frosty Wolf, and if they all come at one at a time, it might be problematic. Music actually confirms the kill onto Ludatio as the Chiefs and one of the members of Kingdom Gaming We're able to wipe out Kanga Esports in 5th position. Policeman is still hanging around though. He's going to have to get up as the revive onto Edge is happening from Potato. Policeman though tries to just stay prone for as long as he can. They might not be aware that he's there. They might just run past him, and who knows, the Chiefs, is this going to be their downfall? No, it's not. Critical is the critical man for them right now, but he does get knocked down by Music, who is still hiding behind a tree, so he's got a bit of cover. A lot better than just sitting prone in the grass.
Yep, he's trying to pepper, and he's actually almost taken out P for Potato as well. Critical is trying to crawl back and get the res. Waikakamukau has also spotted the Chiefs. This could spell a little bit of disaster for them. They need their members back up and fighting.
And that Blue Zone is moving in though, as Policeman does die. Waikakamukau's been spotted by Testy though from Bandit Esports. As I said before, it's a free-for-all in this final circle. Everyone's just trying to fight everybody. Edge has spotted Music off in the background. Ronan's going to push up though. He finds Testy, gets the quick spray and knockdown as they get Waikakamukau back up.
Ronan, he's hungry for more kills and he's just covering and providing fire, but instead he takes some fire from Chiefs.
He's not even sure where he's getting shot from there. Kazaris with the
That was
knockdown.
on his side. Everyone, as you said, everyone's got angles to each other, but they're constantly trying to fight others on their flanks, so it's just trying to balance.
Oh, speaking of flanks, Waikakamukau just moved up for a split second there. The circle again moving towards Bandit Esports. They haven't had to move at all here. The spray is going to come out from Waikakamukau, but he put more bullets into the rock than he did into the player. We have 4 teams and 9 alive. And it's Order that know there are some teams on the hill. We know it's obviously the Chiefs, for example. But Bandit are so close to Order right now. They've got to be careful. But Chiefs are helping Order out here with a knockdown onto Flume from Bandit Esports. And Waikakamukau just holding this angle. 12 kills for Order.
Music finally falls down, so the Thorn and Chief side has been dealt with, and they can turn their attention now to these teams on the flanks. They have a perfect angle as Order are now forced to heal up and just take cover.
Another knockdown coming from Bandit Esports here. Edge has spotted them though. Cleans up Blind Freddy and Flume. And we have an Order versus Chiefs standoff here for Game 5. The first game of Day 2. Two very respectable organizations. 2 great teams. And what I would consider a pretty even scenario. Chiefs are going to push in right now, but Order are kind of just trapped behind a rock. So they've both got some negatives and positives.
That's it. And you can also see Edge. He's running low on ammo as well for his mini.
So Critical spotted Kazares, pokes his head for a split second, and look how much damage he takes. Critical, though, the same can be said for you, and you haven't got any first aid kits. I suspect he's going to get knocked down, and he does. Waikakamukau with that. It's a return knockdown, though, from P for Potato. So it's 2 versus 2 here. Edge still just holding the tree. Peeks the head. Missed shot from Waikakamukau. Kazares is dead as P for Potato. His butt is sticking out from the tree. Just leaves Edge, the last one standing for the Chiefs, and Waikakamukau, the last one standing for Order Army right now. It's a 1v1 to finish off this first game of the day. And he just ran so quick that he didn't even spot him leaving the tree. Edge is pushing up for the flank, and Waikakamukau is looking for the revive. Never mind, he's going to get sprayed down. Edge comes up clutch for the Chiefs.
Decided to ditch Primorsk from yesterday. We saw earlier in that last match they were also up there in Zaki, and this time once again they're up there. So just changing it up a little bit, potentially as a result of the plane path. It, once again, is a very, very similar plane path to what we saw in the last game. So
I got to say though, they're bottom of the table at the moment. Yeah. They're raging nuts because they loot Pachinki. We've all been there. Oh, sorry, Primorsk. We've all been
Zaki.
there. It's Primorsk is like just a safe haven of no loot.
Ooh. Well, that is a bit of an interesting circle though.
Oh,
so this is basically locking you in for a military island circle, I think, at that point. And that's very, 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 very different to what we saw in the last game. So this puts a bit of a spanner in the works for teams like, for example, Order. They had a really good game last time, but now they have a massively long rotate south.
Well, I think one of them will just start going straight away and try and...
But for the moment, no one getting into too many fights. But Avant have got themselves a nice position if they can lock that one down. Chiefs look like they're going to be taking somewhere around the ferry pier, which I don't think is going to be quite as advantageous unless there's a very, very lucky circle for them. They're still probably going to have to cross, and at this point likely are looking for a boat. Kingdom Gaming, Intergalactic Lads, they're all involved. It's like the 7 Seas. They're like pirates.
Avant still, they've got Order coming down now between them. So Avant have got that bridge on complete lockdown. Look at the next circle, Jordan. Absolutely, I'd have to agree with that. Greyhound also have a really good spot as well. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Chiefs and Immunity going to be having a little bit of a go at each other here as well.
Just
Neither
like
of them have a
times.
great position, but Chiefs are very in a very tough spot right now because Pathogen rotating behind them as well. So they've got 2 teams collapsing upon them, and this might be Chiefs bowing out early.
Oh, I dare not say it. Dare not say it. Chiefs are in a great spot. Pathogen just zooming through with their cars.
Well, Yeti Aztec needs to be a little bit careful there.
Remember, Vasily only has those crashed planes held down for them. So if Edge gets into that building, that's great.
Quite as well as, for example, Chiefs or Advanced strategy where they come early into the
Atletico
circle.
rotate into the edge of a circle, whereas the Chiefs and the other teams like to get central. So Atletico coming in from Milta Power, they came through on the eastern shore through Novo, and then they're slowly making their way in with every single circle, just hoping that eventually it comes back to the east. If that does happen, then you always find Atletico in a really good spot. But when the circle constantly moves away from you, their style won't really work.
There it goes. Heffer gets rid of him, but we need to talk about this new circle, Ian, because that one has popped. Well, it actually popped a little while ago, but it's right in the middle of the military base. So there's a lot of cover in there.
Yeah.
A lot of places that teams can go. So we might actually see another, a little bit of a downtime while teams get into their positions, and once they're again forced into another circle, that's where things are just going to explode.
This
because
is just unreal. So
it's
basically,
so many people in such a small space.
every top team is still alive. This is what's great about it.
But everyone can have some form of cover. That's the beauty of this circle now. It's not like a massive
That's true.
field where people are going to get caught off without cover. And it's working out really nicely for them. Though now they're under pressure. Waikika Mukau has got a very, very good position to fire down in onto Pifa Potato and onto Edge. Kazarus as well, right next to Waikika Mukau, but he gets knocked down by Pifa Potato. He will be able to get rezzed unless Chiefs try to push this advantage, which they might just need to. Actually, Waikika Mukau does get killed there by Yeti, which maybe if you're Chiefs you're feeling a little bit unhappy about. Your kill got stolen. That's a great grenade, though, by Pifa Potato. He gets Ronan and Kazarus. Holy moly. Is that order out now? I think it might be.
I don't think they know. They think there's more there still. That could be order out. Yep, eliminated.
Oh, no. That's all gone wrong for order. That's really, really unfortunate for them. But again, just really, really nice strategic and mechanical play, more so, I think, from the
I think
Chiefs.
that's where you just say, like, the fragging was there.
Frag extreme, so that's going to be Greyhound out in 10th, Taboo out in 11th, as they got knocked out in that little meanwhile as well. But SYF was another team that I was going to say we haven't been talking about a lot. They were just sitting pretty in a compound on the military base, but they've been forced to move. The Chiefs now forced to move as well, and Critical, there's no way he survives this one here out in the middle of the military base. Edge looks like he's managed to get across, though, as well as P4 Potato. So the Chiefs, they're still in this one. Their position is not great. I'll be honest, Ian. I'm not a fan of hiding around these silos, but there's not really anywhere else that the Chiefs can go, is there?
Let's just see. They'll make it work. I mean, Pathogen have had to move from their planes, and they're under so much pressure here. I don't see Textile getting rezzed, but Carnage and SYF, they've snuck into this top 10, man. They've done great work so far. This is probably their best game for both of those teams. But SYF, I think, did just get eliminated, and Carnage soon to be on the way out, just as I say that. But again, see, Chiefs finding it, making it work, finding a way to make it work. And Tatum Mines, let's not forget about them. Tedesco just sitting over there, tanking his way into this top 10. Arcane have a very good spot here, and I think you're about to see why I think they're such a good team.
Chiefs have got quite a lot of meds there, at least Edge does. Somehow, Ian, Pifa Potato is still alive for the Chiefs. He's outside the blue now. He has to get in, and there is surely no way he survives. There we go. He goes down, but he survived for quite a long time. That's Chiefs in third place, and now it's Arcane versus Kingdom Gaming, and Kingdom Gaming have got all the cards in their back pocket. They have the higher ground, and Kingdom Gaming will come out with their